Tyrone Bowman live. It all went down in New York City on last night. Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic mayoral primary, defeating former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. So I'm going to bring you the full text of his speech, the major points of it anyway. I'll have to take a break in about 10 minutes. This video right here is courtesy of CBS New York. Let's see what the victorious Zohran Mamdani had to say last night in New York City. So let's go to it.
This is breaking news.
As you can see, it was a jubilant crowd last night at the campaign headquarters of the Democratic mayoral primary winner, Zohran Mamdani.
Thank you, my friends.
I have to make sure I've got all this, and make sure everything is on silence here. Do not disturb, because commercials will pop up. All right. He said, thank you, my friends.
We made history. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done. My friends, we have done it.
Struggling to pay off your debt? National Debt Relief.
I will be your Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City. An hour ago, I spoke with Andrew Cuomo about the need to bring this city together, as he called me to concede the race. And I want to thank Brad Lander. Exactly that. Together we have shown the power of the politics of the future. One of partnership and of sincerity. Today, 8 months after launching this campaign, with the vision of a city that every New Yorker could afford, we have won. We have won from Harlem to Bay Ridge. We have won from Jackson Heights to Port Richmond. We have won from Maspeth to Chinatown. We have won because New Yorkers have stood up for a city they can afford. A city where they can do more than just struggle. One where those who toil in the night can enjoy the fruits of their labor in the day. Where hard work is repaid with a stable life. Where 8 hours on the factory floor keeps us truly safe. And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism, to stop mass ICE agents from deporting our neighbors, and to govern our city as a model for the Democratic Party. A party where we fight for working people with no apology. A life of dignity should not be reserved for a fortunate few. It should be one that city government guarantees for each and every New Yorker. If this campaign has demonstrated anything to the world, it is that our dreams can become reality. Dreaming demands hope. And when I think of hope, I think of the unprecedented coalition.
I'll be taking a quick break and I'll be right back. Tyrone Bowman Live. Those of you in the comment section, keep up that same energy because I will address each and every one of you at the end of this video. Okay, we're back. Tyrone Bowman Live, showing you the victory speech of Zohran Mamdani, who won the Democratic primary in New York City on last night. It was a hard-fought victory. People laughed at him and they said it couldn't be done. And it's good to see somebody who's young, idealistic, and refreshing on the scene. Okay, Videos courtesy of CBS New York. So let's listen to what the young brother has to say.
Has demonstrated anything to the world, it is that our dreams can become reality. Dreaming demands hope. And when I think of hope, I think of the unprecedented coalition of New Yorkers that we have built. For this is not my victory. This is ours. It is the victory of the Bangladeshi auntie who knocked on door after door until her feet throbbed and her knuckles ached. It is the victory of the 18-year-old who voted in their first ever election. And it is the victory of the Gambian uncle who finally saw himself and his struggle in a campaign for the city that he calls home. Dreaming demands solidarity. And when I look out at this room and out onto the midnight skyline, that is what I see. Canvas launches that continued in the pouring rain. Children who called parents. Strangers who care about those they will never meet. A New York that believes in each other and in itself. This is solidarity. And it defines our victory. And above all, dreaming demands work. Last Friday night, as the sun began to drop in the sky, I set off on a 13-mile walk from the northernmost tip of Manhattan to the base of the island. We began in Inwood, where music played and neighbors set out dominoes on the sidewalk. It was 7 p.m. The weekend had arrived. For most people, the time for work was over. But this is New York, where the work never ends. Waiters carried plates on 181st Street. Conductors drove the subways that rattled high above 125th. And world-class musicians tuned instruments as we passed Lincoln Square. By the time we made it downtown, a crowd marched behind us, a living embodiment of the energy and purpose that defines this campaign. Still, long past midnight, New York worked. Garbage trucks weaved through empty streets. Fishmongers carried in tomorrow's wares. And when we finally arrived at the Battery at 2:20 a.m. in the morning, the workers who run the Staten Island Ferry were on the job too. Just as they are every hour of the day, every day of the week. Each of these New Yorkers carried a dream with them that night as they labored. Just as each of us dreams of a New York that is more hopeful and affordable for all.
If you're like me and you love fitness, you love health.
And we have worked hard for our dream. This has been a historically contentious race. One that has filled our airwaves with millions in smears and slander. I hope now that this primary has come to an end. I can introduce myself once more. Not as you've seen me in a 30-second ad or in a mailer in your mailbox, but as how I will lead as your mayor. I will be the mayor for every New Yorker. Whether you voted for me, for Governor Cuomo, or you feel misunderstood, I will strive to understand. Your concerns will always be mine, and I will put your hopes before my own. And I know that those hopes extend beyond our 5 boroughs. There are millions of New Yorkers who have strong feelings about what happens overseas. I am one of them. And while I will not abandon my beliefs or my commitments, grounded in a demand for equality, for humanity, for all those who walk this earth, you have my word to reach further, to understand the perspectives of those with whom I disagree, and to wrestle deeply with those disagreements. Let me close with this. In these dark times, I know that it is harder than ever to keep faith in our democracy. It has been attacked by billionaires and their big spending, by elected officials who care more about self-enrichment than the public trust, and by authoritarian leaders who rule through fear. But above all, our democracy has been attacked from within. For too long, New Yorkers have strained to find a leader who represents us, who puts us first. And we have been betrayed time and again. After so many disappointments, the heart hardens. Belief becomes elusive. And when we no longer believe in our democracy, it only becomes easier for people like Donald Trump to convince us of his worth. For billionaires to convince us that they must always lead. As FDR said, democracy has disappeared in several other great nations. Not because the people disliked democracy, but because they had grown tired of unemployment and insecurity, of seeing their children hungry while they sat helpless in the face of government confusion and weakness. In desperation, they chose to sacrifice liberty in the hope of getting something to eat. New York, if we have made one thing clear over these past months, it is that we need not choose between the two. We can be free and we can be fed. We can demand what we deserve. And together we have built a movement where everyday New Yorkers recognize themselves in our vision of democracy. Every new voter registered, that is faith renewed. Every voter who traveled through withering heat to the polls, that is faith renewed. And every New Yorker who sees solutions to the daily challenges they face in this campaign, that is faith renewed. Together, New York, we have renewed our democracy. We have given our city permission to believe again. And I pledge to you that we will remake this great city, not in my image, but in the image of every New Yorker who has only known struggle. In our New York, the power belongs to the people. And as I thank the people that are here with me today, and as I thank the incredible leaders who have long fought for those people, who are here across this crowd and across these 5 boroughs and standing next to me in the Attorney General of this state, in the public advocate of this city, in our Congresswoman, Lydia Velasquez, in our Controller, Brad Lander, and in every single person who believed in this campaign long before it was easy to do so. we have struggled for, the one that we have knocked for, have texted for, have called for, the one that we have obsessed over. That new day is finally here, my friends. And it is here because you have delivered it. Thank you.
I'll bring you the conclusion of this speech in a moment. You're listening to Tyrone Bowman Live. You know, the reason why Mamdani won last night, because people are fed up and tired of the politics of racism, bigotry, hate, vindictiveness, retribution, and narcissism. People are concerned about having their needs met. People are tired of back deals being made and politicians being cowards. And this brother will go on to face, Mamdani will go on to face the incumbent mayor, Adams, in the fall. And should Adams win, I'm telling you now, Adams is going to double cross New Yorkers and become a Republican because he made the deal a long time ago. I don't even know why you all still think Eric Adams is for New Yorkers when he's not. And should Mamdani become the next mayor of New York City, he's going to do, thanks, Joe Higgins, love your podcast. I'm going to keep on doing what I do and nothing and nobody's going to stop me. To coach whatever. Let me tell you something, brother. You can't break me. You can write anything you want to write coming across the screen. I come from a long line of tough-minded people and civil rights activists. I'm unbreakable. So whatever little words that you say, right back at you, player. Don't worry about my hair or anything else. In a few moments, I'm going to bring the conclusion of this speech. I've got to take another quick break. I'll be right back right after this. All right, I'm back. We're going to bring you the conclusion of the speech by the now victorious Mamdani, who won the Democratic primary. And they said it couldn't be done, but he did it anyway. You have to buck the system if you want to get ahead. And some people seem to think if you're not a MAGA Republican, that you don't matter. I don't pay you folk any mind.
And it is here because you have delivered it. Thank you. me into this world. I must thank my mother and my father, Mira and Mahmoud, and I must thank my incredible wife, Rama Duashi. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now let us lead this city into one that is affordable for each and every New Yorker.
As I said at the beginning of the video, this is how I close it. All went down in New York City last night. Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic mayoral primary. He will go on to face Eric Adams in the fall, who has now become a registered independent. So he is no longer a Democrat. He is now an independent candidate. And one of the main reasons why Adams is not vocal about so many important issues because he made a deal, bottom line. That's the bottom line, to save his behind. That's what he did. He made a deal to save his behind, and the double cross is in. Should he win in November, he will defect to the Republican Party and be a Republican. Devil's advocate, as always, I go to the comment section. Interesting that he was born in Uganda. Joe Higgins, right on. For the coward coach who hides behind a insignia, it doesn't matter what you have to say because you know of no relevance to me. Well, change comes when people work together, Gray Man. That's how change comes in anything. No one person can bring about change. You have a leader, you have a body, you have a community. When people work together, that's how things are done. You know, I'm a criminal justice major on my way to becoming an advocate to fight for those who can't fight for themselves. And one thing I've learned in studying is that it takes a team of people, even for me, to do what I do. Holding down a full-time job, studying at night, you know, constantly studying, reading, writing, and etc. So nobody can do anything alone by themselves. A family can't be a family unless you have unity in the family. A neighborhood can't be a neighborhood if you don't have unity in the neighborhood. Individuals cannot accomplish anything by themselves. Even haters have to have other haters who just hate for whatever reason in order to make their hate become one voice. So it works on both sides. People have to be unified. And as always, I always cite my sources. You'll see them coming up across the screen in case you want to go look at the video for yourself. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Bowman Live, as always. Never surrender. Never quit.